All right.
Okay, so I don't know how many of you are procrastinators, but I'm the biggest procrastinator. Like, my family says I'm such a procrastinator, and so late, I'll probably be late to my own funeral. So last week, I was rushing around, driving to different libraries, because sometimes it's too far from my house to come all the way here. And I had a big project due, and I waited to the very last minute to do it, 3 hours before I had to be in class. I'm running around, I go to the library, run out, type it, and as I get back into my car, a little old lady starts to reverse. I see her reverse lights, and I'm honking at her, blaring my horn, nothing. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, what I do is I just reverse. I don't even turn around because there's no time, I just reverse. I end up hitting a pole, a very yellow pole, bright yellow pole that I don't know how I missed it, but like I said, I didn't turn around. And right in front of the police station. So there's a library and there's a police station. All these people are staring at me, asking me if I'm okay, and meanwhile, the lady takes off, so no one sees this person reversing to me. They just think I'm under the influence. So I take a field sobriety test, and I'm sitting there, and I pass it, of course, but everybody thinks I'm crazy. So if I probably would have prepared the week before, or the 3 weeks before, I probably wouldn't have got into that accident, or maybe I just would have been a little, better with my time. I had a job where I worked probably about 15 or 20 miles from my house, and every day I swear I'd wake up 2 hours early, but I would still be late. I don't know how that happened, but it just did. And that's why I like this quote: the best preparation for tomorrow is to do today's work superbly well. Even though I know if I got up early and if I didn't do the things and got caught up with family or work or just doing stuff last minute, I feel sometimes that's how I thrive. Not in all situations, but sometimes I get the best work done on last minute. If I listen to maybe my husband or maybe other family members and say prepare, then that probably would be best, but I've never been like that. I think I thrive in an environment where you just are last minute. So that is why they call me Last Minute Larry. Thank you. Do you need this back?
No. I like the personal example that you used at the beginning. There's a lot of detail to it. It involves us in a story that pulls us in and makes us willing to listen to you. It takes you quite a while to get to the topic exactly, but that's okay because I thought you did a good job kind of getting us set up for that topic. And when you get to the topic, I kind of have an understanding about where your perspective is and where you're going to be going with that. Unfortunately, at that point, then you don't really have any place else to go. You've got a couple of brief examples that you use that you don't provide the same amount of detail to that you had with your attention device. There's not really a plan that I can tell with the supporting material, so the content doesn't get very well developed and it's not very well organized. There's no preview there. So structurally, I think there are some problems there. The presentation issues, you're easy to hear, but I think you could use a little bit more volume to have a sense of immediacy and command in the audience situation here. You don't have to shout at us, but I don't say you've got a quiet voice, but it's a moderate voice, and sometimes when you're speaking, especially at this time of day with this audience, you might need a little bit more forceful purpose. All right. There's a pretty good variety. The gestures were fine. Your facial expressions, I thought, looked sincere and reflective of what you were thinking. Your eye contact got better during the presentation. For the first minute of the speech, you did a lot of ceiling gazing. You know, it's like you're talking to somebody who's up there, and I don't know where they are, but that's where you were speaking. And then maybe in the second half of the speech, you settled down and talked a lot more to us. So you want to be consistent about that throughout the presentation. You got nervous feet, you got your excessive pacing kind of thing. It wasn't dramatic, but it is noticeable, and you'll feel more in control if you spot yourself and plan your movements to go along with something specific as opposed to just kind of wandering while you're talking. The end of the speech just showed up. It was like we hit a brick wall. I felt like I backed into that yellow post that you were talking about, because here you were going well, you'd set up this great story, you were just getting started talking about the subject. I think you'd barely identified what the quote was maybe 40 seconds before, and then boom, you were done. And it was like the brakes got slammed on, and I really thought you were going to go someplace with this, and you were on your way, and it just felt like you just hit the wall and we're done. And that was a little disconcerting. All right. Can somebody stick their head out and tell Devin to come in? Because we don't have a speaker to send out for